At guard, 5'10" sophomore, number 1, Owen Crawford. At guard, 6'3" senior, number 2, Chris Hill. At forward, 6'5" senior, number 5, Gus Kraut. And at forward, 6'4" junior, number 24, Luke Sander. The Mounties are coached by Jason McMahon, assisted by Alex Blvd and Leo McKnight.
Welcome to Fayetteville Arena. Oh my goodness, we're starting off a little bit hot there. Welcome into Fayetteville Arena. I'm Liam Lawson. I'm all by myself tonight on this road game. Coach Land came down with a little something, not feeling amazing. He's still here helping us out. He just won't be on commentary, so I'm all by myself tonight. Our starters tonight for both sides, of course, we have Owen Crawford, Chris Hill, Devon Fleming, Gus Kraut, and Luke Sanders. For the Rogers Mounties. For the Fayetteville Bulldogs, Byron Daniels going to be coming out at the guard. Hudson Garrett coming up after that. Kenyon Johnson right behind him. DJ Hudson and then Mitch Kirkland are the starters for the Fayetteville Bulldogs.
6'7" sophomore, number 24, Mitch Kirkland.
So it's Daniels, Johnson, Hudson, Kirkland, and Barrett. Sorry, Luke Sanders is not starting tonight. Just had a little inconvenience there. McMahon is starting again instead. Lincoln McMahon starting again instead of Luke Sanders. Fayetteville 5. We actually have them this time. Hudson Garrett, Byron Daniels, Kenyon Johnson, DJ Hudson, and Mitch Kirkland. So we're about set to get going. Fayetteville's going to win the tip. Kenyon Johnson will start it up. He tosses it over to Daniels. Back to Johnson. Johnson tries to spin around, has to kick it out to Garrett. Fade away, no good. Couldn't get that one to go. Hudson missing the first shot of the night. Lincoln McMahon brings the ball up for the Mountaineers. Crawford gives it to Hill. Hill going to start it up, going to go all the way to the basket, shot no good, rebounded by Kirkland. Johnson's going to start a little bit of transition offense here. He's going to go all the way, shot no good. Sorry, Luke Sanders. Oh my goodness, I'm messing up on the starters all over the place. Devon Fleming not starting tonight. Luke Sanders rather starting in his place. So I was right the whole time about Sanders, but Fleming is the one who will be probably end up being the sixth man. Fleming actually might be hurt, so we don't know how much of Fleming we'll see tonight. Chris Hill with the layup to tie the game. So yes, I do believe Devon Fleming is injured. He's going to be out for a little bit. Not sure of when his return will be. Definitely a big part of this team. Definitely not something that Coach McMahon is very excited for, seeing Fleming out for a little while. Owen Crawford, corner three is no good. Rebounded by Hudson. Now a three-pointer from Johnson's no good, rebounded by Kraut. McMahon tosses it over, got picked off, tipped away by Hudson and grabbed up by Daniels. Daniels tosses it over to Hudson. Hudson makes a nice pass inside. Now Kirkland's going to go up, made his way around Hill, and got the layup. 4-2 is the score with 5:45 to play. Nice move there from Crawford, almost broke Daniels away from him. Chris Hill with a spin in the lay, it's good. Chris Hill got really hot towards the end of last game. He had a pretty shaky first quarter. Wasn't getting his shots to fall. There weren't bad shots at all. He was getting very close with all of them. Just couldn't get them to fall. Got really hot in the second half. He's definitely started to carry that into tonight. Shot no good from Kirkland, but the rebound's pulled down by Garrett. Now he's going to go up. That one's way short. He got the ball back, and now Kirkland's going to cut through the lane, get a little layup there. Crawford gives it to McMahon. Crowd picking up a screen from McMahon all the way there. He's going to get fouled. Gus Kraut's going to go shoot two. Fayetteville definitely not agreeing with that call. It was a little bit late. Gus Kraut will shoot two. That was Gus Kraut. Yep, definitely just a little bit of a tap on the arm there as he was going to the basket. Good call from the refs. Second shot from Kraut is no good. Couldn't capitalize on either free throws. Going to keep it a 2-point game for the Bulldogs. Lobbed all the way to Hudson. Hudson didn't actually dunk it. He just kind of dropped it in and hung on the rim. 8-4 Bulldog lead. And the pass is picked off and saved. Nice job by Garrett cutting his way to the ball. Good job. Lincoln McMahon pokes that one free. He's going to pick it up. Grabbed his dribble a little bit too early there. Now a three-pointer from Crawford is no good. Rebounded by Hudson. Hudson just going to try and take it himself, and there's the charge. Owen Crawford knew that Hudson would be there. This is the same thing that happened when Fayetteville came to visit Rogers. Owen Crawford was being a little pest to DJ Hudson. Hudson was always, I think he got 2 or 3 charges that game, and I think most of them came from Crawford. Crawford may be one of the smaller guys on the court, but he's definitely not afraid to get hit, not afraid to take a shot for the team. As you see there, Hudson definitely very big guy, very, I wouldn't say super coordinated, but he knows what he's doing with the ball. He knows how to make his way to the basket. But often he'll just be going too fast for himself, and Crawford did a nice job just cutting right in front of him, setting that screen, not leaning out of the way, setting the charge, not leaning out of the way, taking one for the team, turning the ball over. 8-6 Fayetteville lead. Chris Hill's got the ball for the Mounties. Kraut tosses it over to Hill. Hill got bumped out of bounds, so he's trying to swing it across the court to McCoy. Schaefer picked it off. Johnson kicks it out. Now a three-pointer from Barnett is good. Timeout from Coach McMahon. 11-6, not a bad start for the Mounties. Fayetteville's definitely gotten the start that they want. Chris Hill has already been able to generate most of the points for the Mounties tonight. He's done a great job staying hot and just doing a really quality job of just staying consistent throughout the year. Even though sometimes he may not be scoring as consistently, he definitely provides a lot of defensive value to this team as well. He's also a really good rebounder for a guard. Of course, with Fleming out, it's going to mean Rogers is going to have to go deeper into the bench, which means we're going to see a lot more time from McCoy and Graydon Simmons tonight. Definitely is not a bad thing at all. Of course, I think Nathan Herman is back and maybe getting a little bit of playing time tonight. So while it is a bad thing that Fleming won't be able to play, it's also maybe something to just kind of let them explore some of the new players that, not necessarily new, but some of the players they don't really see a lot from, but guys that they're definitely going to maybe have to lean on going towards the playoffs in the end of the season. McCoy hands the ball to Crawford. Johnson picks that one off. It's a one-on-one between him and Hill. Hill goes over the top, does a nice job defending that one. Didn't give Johnson a shot at that. Gus Kraut to the baseline drive. Floater is good. Really smart shot from Kraut there. He saw Hudson down there in the paint, knew that he wasn't going to be able to beat him on the drive, so just decided to cut it short, make a nice little floater from about 10 feet out. Now Johnson's going to go with a baseline drive, kick out to Schaefer. Schaefer kind of a little bit of a flop there. Crawford jumped towards him to try and defend it. Barely got a hand on him. Schaefer pushed off and went to the floor trying to get a foul call. Nice job by Kraut getting that rebound. And oh my goodness, Landon Schaefer is going to get a blocking foul, but he got tied up with Kraut. Kraut kind of landed on Schaefer there, and it tripped Gus up. Schaefer with his palms up, begging to the refs, asking him how that foul could have been on him. I do agree that he didn't do anything. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Gus Kraut kind of backed up into him and fell over on him. It's definitely not where I would want to be. Chris Hill's going to go up on Hudson. Sorry, that's Johnson behind him. 11-10. Nice shot there from Chris Hill. Hudson getting a nice little push from Kraut there. That'll give him a foul. Gus Kraut's got to be a little bit more sneakier with that push. He just kind of had his hands on his back. As soon as Hudson went up to catch that pass, he just kind of received a shove from Kraut. Kraut's going to go sit down. Nathan Herman is back. This is his first game off of the injury. He's got the tall task of guarding DJ Hudson in the paint. Nice job by Lincoln McMahon ripping that one free. Johnson got it back. And worked his way to the basket and got the bucket. Now McCoy. Kick out to Hill. Nearly lost it there. Got a little tied up with himself. He'll try to create some space there. Lowered the shoulder into Kirkland. Kirkland didn't budge. Had to kick it out. Nice shot there from McCoy from the free throw stripe. Kenyon Johnson gives it over to Daniels on the near side corner. Now a pull up from Kirkland right on the elbow. It's no good. Rebounded by McMahon. Herman with a nice cut. Couldn't receive the pass. Nathan Herman did everything right there. Did a great job with that cut and just couldn't bring the pass in. DJ Hudson tried to start something on the outside block, the opposite block from him. He threw it off a Mountie foot. Rogers will have 20 seconds to try and take the lead from Fayetteville. McMahon with 10 seconds. Gives it to McCoy. McCoy to Hill. Hill's going to get fouled by Johnson. 6.5 seconds in the first quarter. Mountie's going to go back to the starting five for a quick shootout. No, they'll leave McCoy in. It's for another deep shooter. McMahon's got 5 seconds, going to drive. Nice move there from Lincoln McMahon at the buzzer. That'll give the Rogers Mounties the lead, 14-13. Rogers leads. We'll be back to start the second quarter.
At Arvest Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. Whether you're just getting started, planning for your future, or starting a new chapter, we're here to help you plan and reach your goals every step of the way. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
Welcome back to Fayetteville Arena. The Rogers Mounties hold the lead over the Bulldogs 14-13. They did a great job. Lincoln McMahon with a nice little move at the buzzer to take the lead. Rogers definitely just kind of started off a little bit slow. There really isn't a ton of energy in this arena for either side that I really feel. Just started off a little bit neutral. Definitely going to get heated towards the end of the game and maybe a little bit towards the end of this first half. Rogers will have the ball to start the second quarter. Lincoln McMahon comes to the near sideline. McMahon tosses it into Kraut. Kraut just hands it right back. Picks up a screen from Herman. They're going to call a walk. McMahon kind of shuffled his pivot foot right after he was thinking about shooting that ball. Got a nice screen from Herman. Kind of did a little bit of a shuffle after he picked the ball up. Wasn't a difficult call for the ref. Nice job. Nathan Herman bats that one away from Hudson. Hudson's able to create a lot of space, but Gus Kraut's going to pull up for three. As I was saying, Hudson's able to create a lot of space. Nathan Herman, while he is smaller than Hudson, he's a little bit more agile, so he can get around Hudson a little bit faster than Hudson was anticipating because he did have Hill on him earlier, and Chris Hill was just trying to match up with him on weight and height and everything. Nice job. Lincoln McMahon rips that one out. Fayetteville will still have the ball with 15 seconds left. Nathan Herman's just a little bit more agile than Hudson, so he was able to poke that one free. 15 seconds on the shot clock as they lob it out to Garrett. Garrett nearly threw that pass away from Johnson for no particular reason. Definitely would not be a pass they want to get rid of. Airballed from Daniels. Might have been tipped. The rebound was grabbed up about a foot from the rim. McMahon thought about it. Gives it to Crawford, and McCoy was open. McMahon knew it too. Patted his chest, said, "My bad." After he saw McCoy go by, Fayetteville's going to get the turnover from the Mounties. Kirkland lobs it over to Hudson. Hudson just kind of taps it in. I sure hope DJ Hudson would be able to make 100% of those. He looked a little bit, not necessarily scared, but kind of a little bit iffy on that shot. Hudson gets that rejection. That's kind of like a 2-foot putt in golf for Hudson there. He should make 100% of those and just tap that one in. Lincoln McMahon, a little bit aggression there. Trying to rip the ball away from Hudson. DJ Hudson will shoot two. Maybe not. It was on the floors before Hudson went up to shoot the ball. This is as Hudson grabbed the rebound. They lob it into Hudson. Schaefer nearly out-dribbled himself there. Nice job. Kraut reaches around him. Graydon Simmons is tripped up. And once again, that's Will Schaefer. I keep on thinking of the Arkansas pitcher. Landon Schaefer, his older brother, Will Schaefer, tripped him up. Will Schaefer's been, both of his fouls have came off, nothing of his fault. He's just in unfortunate places at unfortunate times. Rogers will take him where they can get him, though. I will tell you that. Luke Sanders being guarded aggressively by Garrett. Garrett's now on Hill. Hill just wraps right around him. They're going to call a charge on Hill. Nice job there by Daniels getting set. Just waited for Hill to come to him. Chris Hill tried to avoid it, shot a floater there. Pulled up right in front of Daniels' face. He tried to avoid the charge. Daniels did a good job holding strong, and Chris Hill was just too late for him to get out of the way. Chris Hill's got 8 points. He does have a foul. Now a three-pointer from Johnson is short, or that's long. Off the front iron. DJ Hudson's going to go up. He got blocked by Crawford. Owen Crawford reached up and kind of pulled the ball down from Hudson. Hudson missed it. Swings it out to Sanders. Sanders really got into his groove last game against West, was shooting the three, shooting the ball just a lot more consistently with a lot more confidence. Nice job. Graydon Simmons working his way to the basket, getting the lay. Luke Sanders was shooting the ball a lot better than he has kind of coming off winter break. Did a great job getting back into his groove, shooting the ball a lot more consistently than he was before the break. Sorry, right after the break is when he kind of went on his cold streak. RHS holds a 1-point lead. Chris Hill with a nice move. That one's going to get tipped out of bounds off of Daniels. The Fayetteville student section is going to let that ref hear it. Most of the time you can't complain. The ref can say, well, they have a bad angle on it. Well, the Fayetteville student section is literally right there next to the court, so they do not have a bad angle on it. Not necessarily saying it was a bad call. It's just most of the time Luke Sanders is going to pull up from a deep three. Missed that one. Simmons got the rebound. Swings it to Sanders. Luke Sanders nearly botched that layup. Looked a little bit awkward. He got it to fall. Luke Sanders looked like he was just kind of going for a half dunk, half layup. Gus Kraut glassed him, but Luke Sanders already committed the foul. Daniels' first free throw is no good. Rogers holds a 3-point lead with about 4 minutes to play. Second one from Daniels is good. Sanders has got to get it in. Throws it over to Simmons. Simmons tosses it right back. Now Crawford. At the big purple F in the middle of the court. Simmons to Crawford. Three-pointer. Owen Crawford in and out. No good. Gus Kraut's going to get the long rebound. That got tipped up. He kind of tipped it to himself. Owen Crawford's going to pull another three. That one's cash. Took Crawford a minute to finally hit his first three. He's 1 for 4 right now. Definitely will see him making a few more of those as the game goes on. He's only got 3 points so far. Rogers really has contribution from all over the board. Everyone on the floor has scored. First free throw's good. McMahon's going to come in for Simmons. Second one from Daniels is good. 3-point lead for the Mountaineers. Crawford being guarded by Daniels. Deep three from Crawford now. Off the front iron, no good. Hudson's going to take it up himself. Nearly lost the ball. Chris Hill's getting bumped around aggressively, and oh my goodness. There's the call. That was quite an easy call. Chris Hill just walking down the court. He got wrapped up. I mean, Hudson Garrett had an entire arm around him. I mean, that was not even close to being a difficult call at all. Chris Hill's going to shoot two all by himself. Don't really know what Garrett was thinking there. He did have more defenders down the court. That was a very easy call for the refs. He should have just let Hill go. First free throw's good. That's going to cost Fayetteville the ball. I was about to say it's going to cost Fayetteville 2 points in the ball, but looks like the game read my mind and jinxed it. Rogers does get the ball back, though. Still leading by 4. Might have been one of the easiest flagrant calls of all time. I think even people who don't really understand basketball could have called that one. 3-pointer from McMahon. Oh my goodness, Lincoln McMahon, 25-18 Rogers. Timeout Fayetteville. Oh my goodness, Brad Stamps does not look happy. Great job by Rogers capitalizing off that possession and 2 free throws. Although Hill didn't make both of them, it was a great job. Lincoln McMahon from deep, he probably had 3 or 4 feet beyond the arc, pulled that 3-pointer deep. Great shot from McMahon. Rogers leads 25-18 with about 3 minutes to play in the half. Most of the time you see that shot, that's the type of shot that only Owen Crawford will take. Lincoln McMahon also proving that he can shoot the ball just as well as Owen can. That's what I love about this Rogers team. There isn't a guy on the floor that's really just kind of the big man, the inside guy. Every single person on this team can shoot the ball so well and is not necessarily super consistent. I mean, we have a few guys who are very consistent, like Crawford. Kraut is also a very consistent 3-point shooter. Chris Hill, on his hot streaks, cannot miss threes. But you also just really have anyone that can shoot on the floor at any given time. What I love about this Rogers program, that there isn't just one dedicated big guy. Of course, you see DJ Hudson. I mean, the guy's very good at basketball, probably one of the better players on the floor right now. But, I mean, his shooting ability really not necessarily as bad, but it's definitely not as good as the rest of his teams. Byron Daniels throws it over to Kirkland. Now a 3-pointer from Garrett is no good. Rebounded by Crawford. Kraut with a no-look pass. Luke Sanders 3, no good. Chris Hill comes out of nowhere to snatch that rebound. He's just going to pull up from a foot in front of the free throw line, and it's good. Chris Hill had all the separation he needed. I'm kind of surprised he didn't just start it back up and go for a dunk. He just pulled up and thought it was good enough. There's going to be a blocking foul on Hill. He wasn't set. Had Chris Hill been set, I think that would have been a very easy charge. He just kind of stood there and fell on the floor as he was kind of rotating over towards the basket. So while he was moving, he can't get in the way of the guy with the ball. Second free throw is good. Daniels has already made a couple trips to the line tonight. He's got 5 points. Crawford's going to pull up just a few feet short of the arc. It's no good. Now Kenyon Johnson swings it over to Hudson. I was just dissing on his shooting. Not a bad shot. It was a great look. Just barely missed that one. I guess he proved me wrong. That shot did not look as bad as I anticipated it to be. It was just barely off. Owen Crawford tosses it over to Hill. McMahon made a nice little cut. Garrett was there. Nice spin and fade away from Chris Hill. Oh my goodness, Chris Hill made an amazing shot there, doing a great job spinning away right after the fade, with the fadeaway. 3-pointer from Kirkland, no good. Rebounded by Hill. Oh my goodness. Hudson Garrett trying very hard to grab that rebound away from Hill. A deep 3, heat check from McMahon, airballed it. Crowd grabbed it up, missed it. 9-point lead for the Mounties with about a minute to play. Oh, a very deep shot from McMahon, and Gus Kraut had a very good opportunity to score there, but he wasn't able to get it. And Kraut just got ripped from behind. Garrett came out of nowhere and picked his pocket. Kenyon Johnson bleeding a little bit of the clock off. Garrett throws a high lob over to Hudson. Kraut and Sanders flock over to him. Chris Hill's going to steal it away. He's got the court wide open, and Chris Hill, he missed the dunk. Luke Sanders got the rebound. He got fouled. Chris Hill might have had a little bit too much space there. Nice job by Luke Sanders coming up behind him. I mean, Chris was kind of taking that a little bit too slow. Luke Sanders was right there, and he got fouled by Hudson. He did a great job just. Luke Sanders, a little bit of flopping there, but Chris Hill's definitely going to think about that one for a little bit. Luke Sanders' first free throw is good. Chris Hill's going to check out. Both of the seniors return to the bench. It's going to be an all-underclassmen floor. I called the juniors underclassmen. I'm not sure if the juniors are underclassmen or just younger upperclassmen. There is a pair of sophomores on the floor. McMahon and Crawford, the youngins out there. There's going to be 20 seconds to play. Johnson's just going to look for the last look of the half. Rogers only leading by 2. Johnson going to drive on Simmons. Got the ball ripped. Johnson's not necessarily a buzzer beater. He had plenty of time. He airballed it. Rogers going to have 1 second. Try and make something out of it. Fayetteville defense isn't paying attention. Graydon Simmons is going to put up a good look to go into halftime. That was not a terrible shot. The Fayetteville defense really wasn't paying attention. They're just kind of clustered up on their side of the floor next to the bench. Graydon Simmons got a pretty good look off to end the first half. So that's it from the first half. Rogers leads 30-20. I don't know. Is it 30-20? It is 30-20. Sorry. For some reason, the scoreboard said 30-28 a little bit earlier. That's why I said Rogers was only leading by 2. So that's all for the first half. 30-20 is the score at Fayetteville Arena.
Is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
You don't even know. I can make your hands clap. Said I can make your hands clap. Somebody save your soul, 'cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles. All these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug to me, a luxury. I feel good. Super fly, super good. Shoulda, coulda, knew I would. Super fly, super fresh. Ask your mama, she's impressed. Super fly, super cold, super mean, super nice, super clean. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, well, always so good, baby. So locked into the key on A. In my belly, I'm Frito-Lay, crispy golden creme brulee, rare.
Member of National Honor Society and
First Western has been here since 1910. We've earned our reputation not just by what we do, but by the way we do it. We call it the First Western way.
Come on in and see for yourself.
our next attendant is Millie Catherine Evans.
Guys, we believe in building more than just fences. We create spaces where memories are made. Whether it's the timeless beauty of cedar, the low-maintenance ornamental iron fence, or the robust chain link, we offer a range of options to suit your needs. Proudly supporting local high school athletics, making every backyard a place to play, laugh, and connect. Ready to transform your backyard? Visit FenceGuys.com for a free estimate today. Fence Guys, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas.
At Our Best Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. Whether you're just getting started, planning for your future, or starting a new chapter, we're here to help you plan and reach your goals every step of the way. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank. We believe.
Aislin's the daughter of Thomas and McKenna Tesmer. She's being escorted tonight by her dad, Thomas Tesmer. Aislinn is currently the co-president of HOSA, vice president of induction for National Honor Society, and a 4-year member of the Fayetteville Dance Program. She's also a member of Mu Alpha Theta, Science National Honor Society, and various other clubs throughout FHS. She has also served as a 2-year member of FHS Ambassadors. Her future plans include attending the University of Arkansas and majoring in Spanish on the pre-med or pre-dental track. Aislinn's flowers are being presented by 26 Club member Reese Bradley. Couples in attendance, Aislinn Ray Tesmer. Our next attendant is Melissa Ruth Wilson. Melissa's the daughter of Aaron and John Wilson. She's being escorted tonight by her dad, John Wilson. Melissa has been an active member of the Varsity Color Guard for 4 years, Chamber Orchestra, and Quiz Bowl. She's also been involved in HOSA competition for 3 years, including first place in forensic science in Arkansas and 10th place internationally. She's also a member of Tri-M Music Honor Society, where she is the vice president, Mu Alpha Theta, Science National Honor Society, National English Honor Society, National Social Studies Honor Society, and the National Honor Society. Her future plans to attend college and major in environmental engineering. Melissa's flowers and sash are being presented by 26 Club member Cadence Pomeroy. Colors Day attendant Melissa Ruth Wilson. Our final attendant is Caroline Grace Wright. Caroline is the daughter of Rebecca Wright and Birch Wright. She's being escorted tonight by her dad, Birch Wright. Caroline has been a member of National Honor Society, National English Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, and Science National Honor Society. She's also been active in Daisy Bates chapter, Fashion Club manager, Eco Club Fashion Club member, FHS ambassador, and Fayetteville Chamber of Commerce Team Leadership Experience. Her future plans include attending the University of Arkansas to study nursing with the goal of becoming an anesthesiologist. Caroline's flowers and sash are being presented by 26 Club member May Robinson. Colors Day attendant Caroline Grace Wright. Our maid of honor is Elizabeth Eloise Chambers. Elizabeth is the daughter of Julie Chambers and Matt Chambers. She's being escorted tonight by her dad, Matt Chambers. Elizabeth has been active in FHS Ambassadors and the FHS Choir Program. She's also a member of National Honor Society,
National English Honor Society, National Social Studies Honor Society, and various other clubs. Her future plans include attending the University of Arkansas and pursuing a degree in public health. Elizabeth's flowers and sash are being presented by 26 Club member Cadence Pomeroy. She is 7 years old and in the first grade at Holcomb Elementary. Blakely's favorite color is purple and her favorite food is quesadillas. When she grows up, she wants to be a teacher. Jack Gossett is the son of John and Emily Gossett. Jack's 5 years old and is in kindergarten at the Hill School. When Jack grows up, he wants to be an NBA basketball player. Unfortunately, Jack is under the weather tonight and unable to be with us. Bulldog Fancher, Color State Ball Boy and Flower Girl, Blakely Blue and Jack Gossett. And now, our 2026 Colors Day Queen is Madeline Rihanna Moore. Madeline is the daughter of Bridget and Arthel Moore III. She's being escorted tonight by her dad, Arthel Moore III. Madeline's been an active member of the FHS track team for 4 years. She's also a member of the National French Honor Society, National Honor Society, Ambassadors, Black Girl Excellence, Promotion of Black Students, Bulldog Buddies, Green Team, and Project Graduation. She is also the Arkansas Track All-State for 2005 and the 2025 Arkansas Indoor Triple Jump and 4x4 champion. Her future plans include attending college and continuing her athletic career in track and field. She plans to major in education and become a high school English or history teacher. Madeline's flowers and sash are being presented by 26 club members Reese Bertram and Campbell Tennant. Her crown is being presented by Fayetteville High School Principal Dr. Michelle Miller. Your 2026 Colors Day Queen, Madeline Rihanna Moore.
Welcome back to Fayetteville Arena. I'm Liam Lawson. We have a pretty tight game. Definitely been a very offensive game for the Mounties. 30-20 is the lead. We have a couple replays from the first half that we're going to show y'all. We're going to start it off with this Lincoln McMahon. Nice little move to cut under the defender, work his way to the basket. After that, we've got, there it is, Gus Kraut, or that's Graydon Simmons, with two defenders in his way, cutting all the way to the basket with a nice little play there. Then that nice cut from Luke Sanders really heads up there. Graydon Simmons trapped in the corner. He just came up right behind him. That was three-pointer. Owen Crawford, Chris Hill did a great job knowing he was there. Owen Crawford with an amazing job just knocking it down. After that, we've got the Lincoln McMahon deep three-pointer. He had a little bit of a heat check air ball after that, but who cares? He made that one. That's the one that matters. After that, they had that little Chris Hill fadeaway right after that spin. And that should be it. No, we have maybe one more. Yep, that little Chris Hill fade. That's the spin and fade. There it was from the first half. Sorry about that. That's all that we have. We'll be back with y'all in just a few minutes. Of course, Fayetteville just had their Colors Day presentation. So the teams are going to start making their way back to the court, and we will be back with y'all in 2 or 3 minutes.
Is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
Super fly, super good, shoulda, coulda, knew I would. Super fly, super fresh, ask your mama, she's impressed. Super fly, super cold, super mean, super nice, super clean. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, well, always. So good. the key on A. In my bag like I'm Frito-Lay. Crispy golden creme brulee. Rare.
Welcome back to Fayetteville Arena. That's what it's called as far as I'm concerned. It's 20-30. Rogers is leading over the Bulldogs. 5 for Rogers, Gus Kraut, Luke Sanders, Owen Crawford, Lincoln McMahon, Chris Hill. 5 for Fayetteville, of course, DJ Hudson, Hudson Garrett, Mitch Kirkland. Mitch Kirkland, Byron Daniels, and Kenyon Johnson. It's going to be probably a little bit more of an electric and louder second half. Of course, the more fans have started to filter in. It was definitely a little bit of an earlier start time for the game. Hudson Garrett just drilled a 3. Big-time shot for Garrett. Chris Hill now with the ball. He's going to go all the way. Layup is good. Nice shot there from Hill. A lot more people started filtering in. There was no JV boys game today, so we got oh my goodness, excuse me. Got started a little bit earlier today. Definitely a little bit inconvenient for some people. I know I only got here like 5 minutes before the game started, but I made it just in time, so that's quite all right. Quick turnover. Rogers going to get the ball back. There's the Rogers student section showing out at the Purple Arena. Great job from them. Being able to be, they're such a traveling squad. Saw a couple of Rogers fans even at the North Side and South Side games. So definitely they're able to make it wherever Rogers goes. Now a three-pointer from Sanders is good. Luke Sanders for 3. 35-23 is a Mountaineer lead. Kenyon Johnson bringing the ball up the court for the Bulldogs. No look pass to Hudson. Hudson tosses it over to Kirkland. Kirkland's going to get an and one. It's going to be on the floor. So the bucket doesn't count. McMahon's going to get the foul. But it's not a shooting foul, so Fayetteville will have to pass it in. You just give it to Hudson as usual. And then now Johnson's going to pull a 3. I think they're actually kind of glad that and one didn't count, so Johnson could get that three-pointer. Now Sanders trying to drive on Garrett. Garrett got that flagrant earlier this game. Chris Hill was sprinting his way down the court, and Garrett just wrapped around him, kind of giving him a little bear hug. It was a quite easy call for the refs. Gus Kraut making a nice move, had Hudson's hand in his face. Chris Hill gets the rebound, kicks out, three-pointer from Lincoln McMahon is good. Lincoln McMahon drills the three. He's made a couple of deep threes tonight, and that's a huge three-pointer to put Rogers up 12. Great job responding to Kenyon Johnson's three. Garrett thought about it, gives it over to Hudson. Now Hudson gives it to Daniels. Daniels going to pull up from the free throw line, ends up kicking it out. Three-pointer from Kirkland, no good. Rebounded by Hill. Chris Hill spins away, got it tied up with Johnson. Ball is on the floor. Took them a while. Johnson with a little over-the-head pass. Oh, my goodness. That is the wackiest assist you'll ever see from Kenyon Johnson. He and Hill were tangled up on the floor. He just grabbed it and chucked it over his head without even knowing if anyone was there. Three-pointer from Gus Kraut, no good. Pass from Johnson ended up being pretty nice for Daniels. He took a couple dribbles, went up and shot it, made it. Now a pull up from the free throw line, highly contested. Hudson went for a putback. That was scary. Hudson came soaring out of nowhere from the corner. Trying to put back that dunk. Gus Kraut's going to go along the baseline. Kick out. Luke Sanders, wide open three-pointer in the near corner. It's good. Luke Sanders is an automatic three-point shooter when he's hot. And boy, is he hot tonight. Luke Sanders extends the lead to 41-28. Great job by Luke Sanders drilling that three. He has three tonight. Lincoln McMahon trying to draw a charge. Scary moment for McMahon there. Drew the charge and went to the floor. Kirkland tried to jump over him and got kind of tripped up on him as he landed on the ground. McMahon's got 3 fouls and 8 points so far. Here's a quick replay of what McMahon just kind of went to the floor and he just kind of had to ball up, curl up so he didn't get stepped on by Kirkland. Will Schaefer about to check back in for the Bulldogs. He was plagued with 2 early fouls, none of them really being his fault. Not really huge, obvious fouls. They were just kind of, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's got 2 fouls, no points. McMahon with the ball at half court, gives it to Hill. Hill's going to pull up from the elbow, shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Hudson. He's going to throw it. Oh my goodness, that was a great pass. Will Schaefer's fouled. A lot of times when you get fouled, just kind of try and chuck the ball up towards the hoop just in case you may get an and one. Schaefer just got fouled and held on to the ball and went to the floor. Will Schaefer set to shoot 2. First one's good. 11-point lead for the Mountaineers. Second one from Schaefer's no good. Rebounded by Hill. Hill's going to turn it around quick. McCoy is there. Give it to McMahon instead. He kind of got tied up with a few Fayetteville defenders. Now Kraut swings it right back to McMahon. McMahon tried to toss a little baseline cut to Kraut. Kraut wasn't there. Schaefer's going to go all the way. Botch the layup. Rebound's going to go off of McCoy's hand. Good call by the ref. Keeping the ball down the Fayetteville side. Not the call I wanted, but it's the call that happened. Kenyon Johnson gives it over. Now driving, and then it's going to go out of bounds. Daniels stepped out. Rogers will get the ball back. Graydon Simmons back into the game for the Mountaineers. Tosses it over to Kraut. Hill trying to work his way around Johnson, gets a screen from Kraut, kicks it out to McCoy. That one was dangerously close to getting picked off by Schaefer. They're going to call a charge on McCoy after the ball had already made it to the other side of the court. McCoy still ran headfirst into Garrett. Johnson was intending to hand that one off to Garrett. Garrett just didn't pick it up. Fayetteville really taking their time with the ball. Will Schaefer drains the three. Boy, hand checked right in the face by Schaefer. That's his third foul. Rogers now in the, sorry. I thought Rogers was in the bonus, but it is not. It's Fayetteville that's going to be in the bonus next foul. It's Schaefer's third foul. He only has 4 points. McCoy did a good job just kind of working his way into that foul. Now a deep three from Kraut, no good. McCoy did a great job just kind of working his way into that foul. He saw Schaefer was kind of poking away with his hands, so he just ran right into the hands and took one to the face, but it was a great job by McCoy, just willing to take that hit, getting the foul on Schaefer. E.J. McCoy gives to Chris Hill. Hill's going to go up. Nice little move. He's going to get fouled. Fayetteville fans extremely upset with that call. Will Schaefer complaining to the near side ref about that one. Chris Hill's going to shoot 2. He's already got 15 tonight, looking to add on to that total. Makes the first one.
Rogers substitution number 0, M.K.
Kenyon Johnson, after the missed free throw from Hill, he was 1 for 2 on that trip to the line. Schaefer gets it right back from Hudson, try to Euro. A great job selling that foul. Had a huge pained expression on his face. As soon as he got the foul called, wiped off immediately, so he'll shoot 2. Because Fayetteville is in the bonus now. E.J. Hudson is going to the bench. E.J. Hudson is going to the bench, not really sure what's going on down there. Not entirely sure what's happening on the bench with Hudson. Schaefer missed the first free throw and made the second. Chris Hill gonna drive. Layup is good. Nice job by Chris Hill making a nice little cut to the basket. I still don't know what's going on with DJ Hudson. The trainer is messing with the shorts on his right leg, kind of his hip area, upper knee. Don't really know what's going on down there. It's going to go out of bounds off of Fayetteville. Rogers will get it back. Daniels tried to smack it back in bounds. DJ Hudson has returned to the locker room. Owen Crawford back into the game. I do not know what's going on with DJ Hudson. He just completely disappeared from the bench and headed to the locker room. Fayetteville really only has one guy that's on the bench right now that really can sub in. Johnson knocked that one out of bounds. Rogers will have it back. Owen Crawford going to pass it in from the near baseline. E.J. McCoy is going to get fouled. I keep on calling him Landon Schaefer, thinking it was his older brother. Will Schaefer is going to pick up his 4th foul of the night. He is one away from fouling out of this game. And E.J. McCoy will shoot 2. First one from McCoy is good. Schaefer very upset. E.J. Hudson has returned. Nathan Herman going to come in for the Mounties.
Returning to the floor for the Bulldogs, now wearing jersey number 33, DJ Hudson.
E.J. McCoy's got one more. Oddly quiet in a visiting arena for an opponent's free throw, but it was eerily silent. It may just be because I have these big headphones on, but still most of the time I can hear a little bit of crowd noise, but it was kind of quiet in here for that McCoy free throw. He made it. Rogers leads by 10. Three-pointer. Oh my goodness, nice shot there from Byron Daniels. Chris Hill has to lob that one over Johnson's head to get it to Crawford. Oh, and Crawford crossed him up. Daniels got back with him. Now Hill in front of his own bench. Kenyon Johnson's had very good defense on him. Luke Barnett very aggressively trying to knock that ball away from Kraut. No call there. Nice little putback from Herman. Can't get it to go. Kraut couldn't get his putback to go. Running out of time. Johnson's going to go all the way. Chris Hill glassed him. They want the goaltend. Did they give it to him? I don't know if they gave that to him. Chris Hill just barely tipped that. We'll be back after this short break.
Is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
So Chris Hill got a little tip there right at the buzzer. I don't know if they gave it to him or not. They did not give Fayetteville the basket, so it wasn't a goaltend. Chris Hill did a great job tipping that one away right before it started heading down towards the basket. So the shot's no good. Give the block to Chris Hill. It's a 46-39 lead going into the final quarter of play. Rogers has had the lead pretty much the entire game. Nice job, nice pass there from E.J. McCoy. It's a heads-up pass. Just kind of dropped it behind himself, let Chris Hill go pick it up. Johnson knew what was coming and tipped it away. Make sure to tune into the girls' varsity game coming up after this. Most of the time it's boys, or it's girls and boys. Tonight it was a little bit wacky. but it is what it is. We do have the girls' game coming up right after this. They're going to call a foul on Luke Sanders. Originally was set up to draw a charge. The Euro step around him from Garrett made him forced to try and make a play on it. He caught too much of Garrett's arm. Garrett's first one's no good. Let's go get another look at that. Yeah, I don't know about that call. It was very close. Luke Sanders just kind of abandoned post and just tried to get a little bit of a hand on the ball. I think he may have just given him a little bump as he went up. Luke Sanders going to come out. Nathan Herman going to come in for Sanders. Second shot's good. .46-40 is the Mountaineer lead. Chris Hill gives it to Herman. Now Crawford gives it back to Hill. Hill swings it over to McCoy. Three-pointer, E.J. McCoy. That one's just a little bit left. Hudson kind of reached over the back of Herman there. Herman couldn't get the rebound. Highly contested. That was a great shot there. And Byron Daniels got to give him that one. Pulled up right at the far elbow and drained that one. Chris Hill makes a nice move. Lost Johnson. A big-time block from DJ Hudson's going to give Fayetteville the ball back. And there's going to be a shot on the foul on the floor from Crawford. Hudson didn't catch that pass cleanly, so he was still trying to grab the ball as he ran in to Crawford. Crawford was just pretty helpless and didn't have anything to do to block it. Johnson will pass it in from the far baseline. Just hands it to Hudson. Now Johnson pulls for three. No good. Rebound gets tossed out of bounds by Hill. Fayetteville student section celebrating that they caught the ball. Johnson has to swing it way out because Hudson wasn't available. Garrett's going to pull up. Three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Crawford. Crawford gives it to Kraut. Catch and shoot from Gus Kraut, no good. Luke Sanders kind of went all in for that rebound. Caught him off guard a little bit, off balance, and they're going to get an and one. This arena's getting a little bit louder now. Byron Daniels is having a pretty good night. Lincoln McMahon's in for McCoy. Byron Daniels going to shoot one to make it a one-point game. Makes the free throw. Not a very difficult call. You can kind of see that one easily. He just kind of collided with the body of Hill. Hill was mostly going straight up. He wasn't going with him. A lot of times you'll see guys just kind of go straight up into the ball. When they do that, it's going to cause a lot more contact than if they're running with the ball. Coach McMahon's going to call a timeout. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome back to Fayetteville Arena. Oh my goodness. Always starting off a little bit hot on that audio. Turn that down a little bit. There we go. 46-45. The Rogers lead has diminished to 1. was a lot higher than it was earlier in the game. Rogers had a lead of up to 14 earlier in the game, so definitely something. Rogers has, their lead has been shrunk a little bit. Definitely doesn't mean that they still might not be in control of this game. Rogers done a great job offensively and defensively. Chris Hill's having a pretty good night. He's already got 18 points. Rogers just needs to see a lot more consistency on defense and maybe a little bit less fouling. Rogers already got 3 fouls in this fourth quarter and 6 minutes to play. High lob, Gus Kraut, what a pass. Owen Crawford put that perfectly. Gus Kraut just floated up to the ball, just tapped it right off the backboard into the bucket. Great play there from Owen Crawford and Gus Kraut. And that one got tipped by Crawford. Chris Hill got the board. Byron Daniels was able to be stopped. Gus Kraut gives it to Hill. Hill hit him hard. There's going to be a blocking foul on Daniels. That's only his first of the night. Often pretty difficult to have such a good a night as Daniels is having, keeping it so clean. He's only got 1 foul tonight. Chris Hill just kind of lost control, ended up crashing into Daniels. Lincoln McMahon fires one over to Crawford. And was going to give out to Kraut. Kraut was locked up. Luke Sanders baseline drive, put it in DJ Hudson's hands. Right under the bucket. Fayetteville's defensive strategy is put DJ Hudson at the hoop and let everyone else flock to the ball or the guys around him. Oh my goodness. Hudson Garrett just took that from his hands. Shot is good from Byron Daniels. Rogers still leading by 1. McMahon faked the pass, went to the corner, nothing doing. Going to spin around Daniels there, and they're going to call a foul on Daniels. McMahon throws it into Sanders. Sanders had a tough shot there. Hudson's going to toss one up court to Johnson. Crawford's there. Had to flush Johnson out. Another kick out. This time they give it to Hudson. Hudson just put his head down and tried to cut through the Rogers defenders. Kraut got the board. Now Chris Hill has got a 3-on-2. Swings it over Owen Crawford. Oh, he thought about it. Just didn't have space. Nice job by Barnett crashing to Crawford as soon as he got the ball in his hands. That could have been a lot worse for Fayetteville. Chris Hill and Owen Crawford on the good side of a 3v2. There's another foul. That one's going to be, we're going to give that one to Garrett. Will Schaefer's back in. He's 1 foul away from being out of this game. And there is nothing that will electrify a Rogers crowd than a Schaefer getting thrown out of a game. I think in pretty much any sport. Lincoln McMahon faked the 3. Yep, there's the foul from Daniels. Daniels crashed into McMahon as he pumped the 3. Byron Daniels went from a really clean defensive game, a very productive defensive game, to now only 2 fouls away from getting tossed from the game. As Kraut gives back to McMahon. McMahon thought about it, gonna drive. Swings it over to Sanders. 1-point lead for the Mounties, 4 minutes to play. Here's McMahon with 4 minutes. And a little bump from Daniels there. Chris Hill gonna pull up, high shot. Oh, good. Crowd didn't even think about going for that board. Kenyon Johnson goes in to the chest of Sanders hard. Gus Kraut looks like he got close to stepping out of bounds there. Tries to work away from Hudson. Chris Hill gonna drive, try to underhand shot off the bottom of the rim, got the ball back. Hudson got the rebound though. Fayetteville's gonna call a timeout. Still a 1-point lead, been very back and forth on the defensive side of things. 48-47 is the lead. We'll be back after this break.
Guys, we believe in building more than just fences. We create spaces where memories are made. Whether it's the timeless beauty of cedar, the low-maintenance ornamental iron fence, or the robust chain link, we offer a range of options to suit your needs. Proudly supporting local high school athletics, making every backyard a place to play, laugh, and connect. Ready to transform your backyard? Visit FenceGuys.com for a free estimate today. Fence Guys, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas.
Pretty much 2.5 minutes later, having 4. One of their players who had no fouls this game has 3. Will Schaefer's just 1 foul away from being out of this game. Will Schaefer, speaking of him, he's going to pull the 3. No good. A little bit of an awkward rebound. McMahon tosses it over to Kraut. Deep 3 from McMahon there. No good. McMahon's been pulling those deeper 3s tonight. He's made a few of them. Some of them have been a little bit beyond his range. B.J. Hudson hands it off to Daniels. Daniels got 17 tonight. That one's short. Kraut picks up the board. Rogers does seem in control of this game. They have a 1-point lead. They do have a lot of momentum. Nice job. Lincoln McMahon just got absolutely stuffed. B.J. Hudson has kind of been getting big-time rebounds and rejections down there all night. That's kind of what he does day in and day out each game of the year. Kenyon Johnson just bleeding off a little bit of that clock. He's got 15 to shoot. Call a foul. That one's on Kraut. Chris Hill back into the game. Luke Sanders going to hop out. Chris Hill nearly knocked that one away. He tipped it right into Johnson's hands. And Daniels gives it over to Garrett. Garrett back to Hudson. Hudson going to drive. Kraut got tripped up, but he ripped it loose. 3-pointer from Crawford. Owen Crawford really hasn't been on his 3-point game. Nice tip there from McCoy. Chris Hill got flung into the side of Garrett. A little bit of sloppy basketball there. Fayetteville's going to call a timeout so things don't escalate too much. Fayetteville's got 3 timeouts left. Rogers also with 3. It's still 48-47. It's been that way for about 3 minutes. Hunters and Fayetteville having a very defensive battle right now. A little bit back and forth, getting a little bit chippy here with 1.5 minutes to play in the game. We'll be right back. Welcome back, still 48-47. 1.5 minutes to play. Went from being a very high-scoring game, back and forth, just points. Now it's just stops. And a lot of fouls on the way. Both teams only a foul away from the bonus. Rogers takes the floor. Fayetteville breaks, and they'll head out there as well. Kraut, McMahon, McCoy, Crawford, and Hill. Very trustworthy group for the Mountaineers. Will Schaefer will get it started, tosses it back to Johnson. Now Johnson gives it right back to Schaefer. Aaron Daniels just looks so calm and controlled on the court, never really has necessarily super high. And oh my goodness, E.J. McCoy thought he had a fast break there, got that kind of dribble away from him, trapped him, gave it to Kraut, Gus Kraut, and one. Gus Kraut gets the foul. Garrett's gonna be charged with the foul. Gus Kraut He kind of looked out of the corner of his eye and saw Owen Crawford with way too much space. Just said, nah, I'll do it myself. Will Schaefer still arguing with the ref about the call. Rogers student section letting the Fayetteville side hear it. Gus Kraut makes the free throw. Here's another look at that Gus Kraut and one. Schaefer is out of the game. Will Schaefer's gone. And that's what the Rogers student section is so excited about. Will Schaefer is done. Fayetteville's trying to plead their case on why that wasn't his 5th foul and how he should be still in the game. But although on their scoreboard it has him with 5 fouls. The Rogers student section counting up Schaefer's fouls, reminding him how many he got tonight. Schaefer had 3 more fouls. He had as many fouls as he did points. 51-47 with a minute to play. Rogers got a good lead. Chris Hill just got screened very aggressively by Kirkland. He was trying to poke away at that ball. Driving, Garrett makes his way, gets the bucket. Timeout Fayetteville, so it's a 2-point game with 50 seconds left. Will Schaefer is out of the game with 5 fouls. 2 of the first 2 that he got weren't really his fault. He was just kind of in the wrong, I say this all the time, but he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He found his way under Gus Kraut's legs as he was coming down for a rebound. He got tripped up with Chris Hill and accidentally sent him to the floor. The last 3 were pretty easy calls, though. 51-49. Rogers is highlighted by Chris Hill with 18 points tonight. On the Fayetteville side, Byron Daniels does have 17. 2 very consistent, just pretty much offensive players from these guys. Chris Hill not only is able to make such great offensive plays, but he's able to open up lanes for Gus Kraut and Luke Sanders, those other 2 big guys. He's able to see them wide open with those big cuts. 51-2 is the score. Oh my goodness, 51-2, that is not close. 51.2 seconds left, I think is what I was trying to say. It's 51-49, so not a blowout for Rogers so far. 51-49. Lincoln McMahon's going to pass it in for the Mountaineers. He tosses it over to Kraut. Kraut just gives it right back to him. Lincoln McMahon. We're going to call a quick timeout. Jason McMahon calls the timeout. Lincoln just had to bring it across half court. And Rogers will be able to pass it in from half court, from the front court. So really nothing changed there. It was just Lincoln McMahon dribbling the ball up the court. Lincoln McMahon has turned into, his role, this was 2 years ago, his role at Elmwood was kind of just the big center. He and Peyton Acosta were the big dudes that would stay down in the low post. Lincoln McMahon really isn't, now that he's not one of the bigger dudes on the court, he's evolved into one of the bigger shooters for the team. Bigger, versatile player who knows how to play in the paint. He knows how to be aggressive in the paint, knows how to create plays down low, but at the same time, he's also evolved into a guy who can shoot the ball from anywhere around the arc. We've seen him take a few deep looks, and he's made 1 or 2 of them tonight. First buzzer rings, 42 seconds to play. Rogers takes the court, Fayetteville right behind him. This is a big game for both of these teams for their playoff stock. Fayetteville's had a pretty good season throughout the year. Rogers has had very close losses and very big wins, so they're definitely trying to increase their playoff stock going into the end of the year. There's only 3 or 4 regular season games left for each of these teams, so definitely each of them matters, and they're going to have to give 100% effort every single one of them. Owen Crawford at the logo. Hands it off to Hill. Hill is going to get fouled. Johnson wrapped around him. Not really wrapped around him. He kind of tried to go around the outside of Hill. Chris Hill will shoot 2. Scoreboard was inaccurate for a second there. Rogers student section making sure Fayetteville wasn't getting away with any monkey business. First one from Hill is no good. So still a 2-point lead for Rogers. Luke Barnett in a checkout. Kirkland is in. Fayetteville pretty much only has one sub that's available with their shooting shirt and their shooting jacket off. Second one from Hill short. He's definitely going to be upset about that. Johnson brings the ball up the court for the Bulldogs. Shot clock's off. Fayetteville's going to call a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. Fayetteville is trailing by 2 with the ball in the front court. We'll be right back after this ad.
First Western has been here since 1910. We've earned our reputation not just by what we do, but by the way we do it. We call it the First Western way.
Come on in and see for yourself.
Welcome back to Fayetteville Arena. Finally got some good jams in here. Got Levitating by Dua Lipa echoing throughout the stadium. Arena, rather. I often will call basketball arena stadiums. I don't know why I do it. I just kind of do. Most of the time, just think of any sporting event played in a stadium. Only a few in the arenas. Johnson's going to get the ball with about 20 seconds to play. Fayetteville needs a 3 to take the lead. A 2-pointer. There's a foul on Kraut. So Hudson will shoot 2. Kraut just kind of fouled him before he had a chance to shoot. Wanted to make him work to tie the game rather than just bodying his way through Rogers' defense and making a layup. First one from Hudson's good. It's a 1-point game. There's another look. That foul, yeah, Gus Kraut just kind of pushed him a little bit, gave him a little bit of a bear hug. Didn't really need to let Hudson be getting a free 2-pointer. The game is tied. 15 seconds to play. Rogers does have the ball, so this is the situation that they want to be in. Lincoln McMahon just telling his team to chill out. He's a young leader, Lincoln McMahon. He may be one of the younger guys on the team, but he is a leader. E.J. McCoy is going to check out. Lincoln McMahon controlling the pace, gives it to Crawford. Owen Crawford's going to want to take the last shot of the game, or at least the Rogers Mounties are going to want to take the last shot of the game. Absolutely no reason to give Fayetteville another chance to win it. Lincoln McMahon with the ball, jumps up, shot is no good, and that will be the end of regulation. 51-51 as we go into overtime. We better not have a Rogers versus Bentonville situation here, because if we do, I won't get home till midnight. We'll be back after this ad break. Welcome back. The overtime layout is not super difficult to understand. It's basically just another quarter added on. I guess it wouldn't be a quarter. It would just be another period. Just another period of play added on. Just 4 more minutes of shootout basketballs, 51-51. Both teams in the bonus. Fayetteville only with 1 timeout remaining. Rogers done a great job saving those up. They'll be able to use their 3 sparingly throughout this overtime and hopefully no more. DJ Hudson and Gus Kraut both whiffed their first attempt on that jump ball. Hudson got the quicker hands and kind of short-armed it, batted it back to his team. Kirkland being guarded very loosely by McMahon. Chris Hill reached around, tipped that one away. Ended up in Daniels' hands. Fayetteville will not have a ton of subs to go to. Shot no good, rebounded by Hudson. They'll have a new shot clock. Hudson kicks it out. Now a 3-pointer from Garrett. No good. Rebounded by Sanders. Sanders tosses it up to Kraut. Kraut got it ripped. It's going to go out of bounds off of Fayetteville. Couple Fayetteville Hoopers in a little bit of foul trouble. Byron Daniels with 3. So is Kenyon Johnson. Those have been 2 big-time offensive contributors to this team. Johnson with a couple of assists, many assists actually, and 7 points. Daniels does have 17. Crawford 3 is good. Buries the 3 right in front of his bench. Leo Kraut letting him hear it. Love to hear that from the younger brother Kraut, from the younger Kraut. Now Daniels gives it in the corner to Kirkland. Hands it off to Johnson. Driving goes Hudson. Hudson trying to power his way through. He got the putback to go. DJ Hudson's really just able to just kind of, I mean, he could walk if he wanted to. He's just got so much power and brute force. He can just kind of dribble and just push his way towards the basket. He missed the first one, and he's got so much height on everyone else on the court. He just went right back up, tipped it in. There's Chris Hill at the top of the key. Very aggressive defense from Johnson. Chris Hill, nice little bank shot there. Kind of angled it off the side of the glass. Beautiful shot from Hill there. Aaron Daniels hands it off to Johnson. Johnson right back to Daniels. Now Hudson. Hudson gonna drive. Kind of just chuck that ball up right over Gus Kraut's head. Lincoln McMahon bringing the ball up the court for the Mountaineers. Chris Hill made a nice little move. Johnson stuck with him the whole time though. Kenyon Johnson has done a great job dealing with Chris Hill. A lot of people kind of panic. Nice job, Luke Sanders. Wanted the and one with a great cut and the bucket. Anyways, as I was saying, uh-oh. Fayetteville's going to get a free sub. Kind of a free mini timeout. Going to get another look at that. Chris Hill with great awareness. Just chucking that ball right down there, and Luke Sanders was there perfectly. And, oh, you can kind of see that agony that you saw on Garrett's face. A lot of pain. Landed on that knee really awkwardly. His leg is kind of shuddering on the bench over there. And for the first time, it's not DJ Hudson flying. It's not DJ Hudson just going right back up after one of his missed shots. Kirkland comes flying in and gets the putback. That was actually a pretty beautiful shot from Kirkland there. Got to give him that one. I'm going to call a foul on Johnson. That's his 4th. So Chris is going to go to the line. Kenyon Johnson's 1 away from being out of the game. First one from Hill, just short. He knew it too. This is a big free throw for Hill with a minute to play and a 1-point Mountaineer lead. Chris Hill's second free throw up and on the way. It is good. Found its way home. Jason McMahon is going to call a timeout. Rogers has a 2-point lead with a minute to play in the first overtime. We'll be right back after this ad. Welcome back. It is a 2-point lead for the Rogers Mounties. Fayetteville does have the ball. Kenyon Johnson fouled Chris Hill, missed the first one, made the second one. Rogers definitely has plenty of momentum. They have the lead. They do not have the ball, but Coach McMahon's given his defense a chance to take a rest and be ready, be fully and ready to go. With a minute to play in the first overtime. I don't want to just say overtime because I can't say that knowing that we went into 4 overtimes with Bentonville. So really anything can happen. Not a lot of the McMahon family here tonight. Most of the time you would think for a big game like Fayetteville, I don't see Noah or Joe here tonight. Just Coach McMahon and his wife. I don't see Addie either. So it's just a couple McMahons here tonight. They're going to get the layup to tie that game up. Chris Hill going to bring the ball up the court. Gives it over to McCoy. McCoy thought about it. Just gave it right back to Hill. Now here's McMahon. 30 seconds to play. 15 to shoot for Hill. And Jason McMahon is just going to call a timeout. They've got 1 left. 1 timeout left. Rogers has the ball. It's tied at 59. Shot clock is at 12. Game clock at 18. So it's definitely going to be a very interesting rest of this game because it's not enough time for Rogers to really just try and drain a lot of the clock out, but it's also plenty enough time for Rogers to get something going, set up a big play for the remainder of this game. So Rogers going to have 12 seconds to try put another score on the board. Fayetteville probably will end up with the ball back, so Rogers going to have to score and then play some lockdown defense. Rogers ball on the far sideline. Lincoln McMahon going to pass it in right in front of his dad. McMahon wanted to give it to Crawford. Crawford wasn't open. Hill sprints to the ball. He gets it to him. Crawford's got 10 to shoot. Hill back to Crawford. Rogers is running out of time. Luke Sanders going to be the guy. Oh my goodness, Luke Sanders buries the 3. Timeout Fayetteville, and Rogers has a 3-point lead with 5 seconds to play. Luke Sanders coming up clutch. Rogers kind of started panicking a little bit there. Just a lot of very quick, erratic passes. Luke Sanders found some space and drilled that 3. That's huge for the Mounties. Fayetteville's going to have to come up with something big here. Rogers just has to defend the perimeter and not foul for the next 5 seconds. Fayetteville's going to have to draw up something big here The Rogers student section is feeling it. They're just loving it. It is a huge game right now. The Rogers student section is loving it. What a shot from Luke Sanders, a guy who really a lot of people thought was just going to do a lot of role-playing minutes at the very beginning of this year, and there he is hitting a clutch go-ahead three with 5 seconds left in overtime. Luke Sanders is a huge component of this team, and we are so glad that he will be back for another year next year. That's another thing about this Rogers team. They're so young. Only 2 seniors on this team. It doesn't really say anything about the senior class. It just says something about the talent of the sophomore and junior classes and the upcoming freshman class. Johnson has to bomb it down court. Nearly got picked off. Now the buzzer-beating three is no good. And Rogers dethrones Fayetteville in Fayetteville. Huge win for the Mounties. The Rogers student section letting Fayetteville hear it as Rogers wins over Fayetteville 62-59. Oh my goodness, Luke Barnett had a chance. Luke Barnett had one of the best chances that you'll get. He was left completely unattended. Crawford was standing on the near block next to the basket. There's the Rogers section just letting Fayetteville hear it. Oh my goodness. Luke Barnett's going to think about that one for a while. That's it for the boys' game. Make sure to stay tuned for the girls' game. Rogers wins 62-59. We'll be back for the girls' game.
Guys, we believe in building more than just fences. We create spaces where memories are made. Whether it's the timeless beauty of cedar, the low-maintenance ornamental iron fence, or the robust chain link, we offer a range of options to suit your needs. Proudly supporting local high school athletics, making every backyard a place to play, laugh, and connect. Ready to transform your backyard? Visit FenceGuys.com for a free estimate today. Fence Guys, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas.
At Arvest Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. Whether you're just getting started, planning for your future, or starting a new chapter, we're here to help you plan and reach your goals every step of the way. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank, we believe.
Welcome to the floor.